Receipt and payment account is a summary of cash with opening and closing, cash and bank balance both. Understand? So receipt means inflow of cash and payment means outflow of cash. These two items are recorded in receipt and payment account. Receipt, whatever money comes, it is written in receipt column on debit side, and whatever money goes out, it is written in payment column on credit side. Understand? Special features of receipt and payment account are, when receipt and payment account is made, I will give you pro forma of this afterwards, after completing this. Okay? So the first main important thing that you have to notice, it is a real account, not a nominal one. Generally means in 11th standard you studied that three types of accounts: personal, real and nominal. So in nominal accounts we used to write all the expenditures and incomes. Do you remember? But even expenditures and incomes, receipts are written in receipt and payment account, even then it is considered as a real account. So this is its vital phenomena that you have to remember. It comes as an objective in board exam. What is the nature of RP, real receipt and payment account? So remember, it is a real account. Okay. Second, when it is made, a proper heading is written on the top of the account along with the name of organization. So first of all, name of organization, its address, then receipt and payment account, and for the year ending, whatever the financial year, whichever financial year is there, that financial year along with date is mentioned. So you already have learned in 11th that financial years may differ for different organizations. Like for educational bodies, it is from 1st July to 30th June. For others, it may be 1st April to 31st March. English calendar is 1st January to 31st December. In Mahajani system, it is from Deepavali to Deepavali. And in some states of India, northern state of India, it is from Baisakhi to Baisakhi, मतलब चैत्र प्रतिपदा to चैत्र प्रतिपदा. So whichever financial system is being adopted, either it is Mahajani or mercantile or English system or European world or double entry, as per the type category of organization and its financial year might change. Okay, so remember this. So proper heading with name of institution on the top. Then every transaction is recorded. Every transaction means you have not to think from where the money is coming in and where to go out. It may be of the current year, may be of the past year, previous year, or for the coming year, for the next year. मतलब नहीं है हमको, अंडरस्टैंड? पैसा आना चाहिए, कहीं से भी आए, कभी का भी आए और किसी से भी आए. We have to write where? In the receipt column on the debit side. बस पैसा आना चाहिए, वो इस साल का हो, पिछले साल का हो, अगले साल का हो, रामू ने दिया हो, कालू ने दिया हो, भालू ने दिया हो, कोई मतलब नहीं, पैसा आना चाहिए. Whatever money comes in, we have to write, we have to record in receipt column on the debit side. Okay, and the same thing payment. पिछले साल का चुकाया हो, इस साल का चुकाया हो, करंट ईयर का, नेक्स्ट ईयर का, किसी को भी दिया हो, किसी भी चीज के लिए दिया हो, किसी को भी दिया हो, किसी भी चीज के लिए दिया हो, बस ये ध्यान रखना कि पैसा पॉकेट से निकल के गया। तो दैट विल बी रिकॉर्डेड इन पेमेंट कॉलम ऑन क्रेडिट साइड। अंडरस्टैंड? It starts with opening cash or bank balance on debit side and ends with closing balance of cash or bank on the credit side. And remember one more thing. Do you remember cash book with simple cash book or 3-column cash book? Cash book can never have a credit balance. It will always have a debit balance only. Likewise, receipt and payment account can never have a credit balance. It will always have a debit balance. Why? Because no one can spend more than incoming. Outflow cannot be more than the incoming. No, जितना आपके पॉकेट में है, खीसे में है, उससे ज़्यादा आप खर्च नहीं कर सकते। 10 रुपये तो आप 12 कैसे खर्च करोगे भाई? अंडरस्टैंड? सो रिसीट यानी कि डेबिट साइड इज ऑलवेज ग्रेटर देन मोर देन क्रेडिट साइड। नाउ नो एडजस्टमेंट इज मेड। लाइक व्हाट आर द एडजस्टमेंट? रिमेंबर financial account with adjustment of 11th standard. No adjustment like outstanding expenses unpaid. Unearned income. Unearned means the cash you have received but it is not earned yet. Third, accrued income. You have already earned but still not received in form of cash. Accrued. And you have to record all the transactions regardless whether they are of capital nature or of revenue nature. Capital nature items are which are made in lump sum and which are made for capitalization. Capitalization means money spent on assets and liabilities. 2. Understand? So, and revenue which occurs at a regular period of interval. जो बार बार होते हैं, they are revenue nature items. Understand? So, regardless whether they are of capital nature or of revenue nature, every single item is mentioned, recorded in receipt and payment account, whether it is of previous year, current year or next year. And last one, no non-cash item is written. There are some expenditures or there are some assets which are having no value in cash in business. Which are they? Suppose we talk about for the payment, for the expenditures, we have depreciation. Depreciation is a non-cash item which take place already. If any asset is there, any fixed asset is there, depreciation will take place. Means it is not in control, but it is non-cash, non-monetary item. That is why depreciation is not recorded in receipt and payment record. Likewise, goodwill. Goodwill means reputation of business. So this is an asset, but it is an intangible asset, and it does not have its monetary value until and unless the business is wind up and sold out, or any other organization overtake it. So until and unless it cannot be uncashed. So goodwill is an intangible asset and considered as non-cash item. Understand? So these are the main features.